I will be talking about how we leverage Elasticsearch from search engine to data store. That is a core product for our organization. So before moving ahead, I would like to introduce myself. I am senior DevOps engineer at Helpshift. I am community builder since last 3 years. With this, I hosted few events, including GITEX Dubai twice. Other than that, I am professionally certified in DevOps and multi-cloud. I will talk about Helpshift, what exactly it does, and about the product. Then how Elasticsearch works for our customer, the technology architecture, and why we chose Elasticsearch. Yeah. So about Helpshift. So Helpshift is a product-based organization. We do B2B business with the customers. We are mainly in the gaming industry, where we provide the SDK, which we integrate with their application, and we provide the chat support to their users. So this combines the AI-powered automation with human expertise to deliver seamless support experience. So we are trusted with many premium leaders like Krafton that you heard of. PUBG is one of their game. Cybo is Subway Surfers, Zynga, Megapolis, Playrix, and many more, which I am not allowed to talk here for other customers. Yeah. So we are the few of the organization. We had a really good business during COVID. Because yeah, everyone was sitting at home and playing game. Okay, yes. So how Elasticsearch works for our customers? So I'll directly move to our product because there only we will get the direct idea. Like on the front facing only, we need search. So we have two functionality in our product. So now we got to know that we help the users if they want any support if they face any issues during playing any game. So, so there is this window where they just ask for any instant search result. So this search where this suggests the FAQs, this is also through the Elasticsearch. So this is one of the functionality Elasticsearch this helps us here. If you notice, like one user asks for the missing credits or coins, so it directly suggests the FAQs or any frequently or common questions or relevant suggestions it will give. So this we can assume like this is the front-facing thing we have with our product. We never faced any latency with our product through Elasticsearch. Other thing with our product we have is, if anyhow FAQ doesn't help, if anyhow any quick response or quick ask answers doesn't help the user, we have the chatbot support as well, which is the part of SDK. So there are, with the support, a user will create the message. There are automated bots are also present. So this is AI featured bots. This is again coming through the Elasticsearch. So in the backend, it is querying the Elasticsearch, and we are getting the results. So again, it will ask for the FAQs, or if the bots can frequently solve the issues for the user. Not then we have the agent dashboard. This we provide to the customer, where a live agent will help the user sitting there, and instantly their issues will get resolved. So two things, one will be the FAQs and the instant suggestions that our product provides, and the second thing is that chatbot support. So an user will create a message, the issue will be stored, so that storage, so everything, even the FAQ that I have shown you before, the suggestions and the messages and the everything, that is in the Elasticsearch only. We are storing everything, all the user data in the Elasticsearch. When we search in the backend, it queries the Elasticsearch and it gets back the answers and it responds the user. With this, like there will be a issue is your resolution quick reply search. And second thing, we have integrated AI feature as well with our bots. So this will, what it does is, one part of this is bots, and the second thing is sentiment analysis. So we have written some logic where we analyze the sentiments of the user, and accordingly it query the data. Like maybe we check if the user is angry or is happy. It just we check the mood for the user. So everything is managed by Elasticsearch in the backend. It queries the data to the Elasticsearch. Now, so technology architecture. This is the only basic architecture we have with the Elasticsearch. I will show you the number, like how extensive we use Elasticsearch. But this is the general architecture we have, that the application nodes writes or reads the data in the Elasticsearch cluster through API authentication. This is the Elasticsearch cluster we have. This has the TLS internode communication, which is the secured and the recent feature provided by the 8.6 version of Elasticsearch. And then this is the shard management we do with this cluster. So this is completely the part of the Elasticsearch cluster. And then the dashboard. So this is our main dashboard, which I have shown you before in the slide. So this is again if this is retrieving the data from the cluster. This is again through API key authentication. Yeah. So now we have seen how important and why I said like this is our core product or core DB for our product. Now, when I come to the numbers, so we have in our infrastructure near to 1500 to 2000 application nodes. So I'm combining the two regions. So when I talk about one single region, almost 800 application nodes reads or writes the data in Elasticsearch cluster. That doesn't include the logging. So logging is again separate. So we use Elasticsearch for logging as well with Kibana, but this is only for the data store. As a data store, we are using Elasticsearch. So 800 application nodes writes the data to the Elasticsearch nodes. Now, when we see this 60 Elasticsearch nodes, here I want to talk about the infrastructure in the Helpshift is like that. We don't use any managed service. So everything we manage by ourselves, everything, all the DBs. So we only don't have the Elasticsearch. We use MongoDB as well. We have Postgres, we have ScyllaDB for different purpose. So all the DBs or complete infrastructure we have managed in-house on AWS EC2 instances. So we have 60 nodes. 60 nodes includes the storage between per node 2 TB to 5 TB. So we can assume the data we have on Elasticsearch. So in the 60 nodes, we have 5 ES clusters. 5 ES cluster for app data, the data store I'm talking about. The 5 ES cluster, I'm saying like 5 Elasticsearch cluster we have created for different purpose. When I shown you the slide for we create the data, when we search FAQs, there are functionality for AI. So for different purpose, we have created the different cluster as well. And there is one more cluster, which is the archival cluster. We maintain the archived data, which is the archived issue for us. So the main data will be for us for Helpshift is issues which user face. So this is that for the application data we store. 2 Elasticsearch cluster, which is the 10 nodes, that is for the logs. Now when I talk about that, we have this many of the nodes in our infrastructure. So we can assume how many like GB of data it can, we can have for the logs. So this is also supported through Elasticsearch. So we have total 7 Elasticsearch cluster for different purpose. We have such a complex infrastructure where we have connectivity to different type of application nodes, and we have completely automated that. There is no manual work done. This is completely through the application configuration management tool with the different application. We never faced any challenges maintaining these many clusters or nodes in our infrastructure. When I talk about the data, we log the near to 1 TB of data per day with our issues and with the different clusters. Because of that, we say like this is our primary and the complete dependency with our product we have on Elasticsearch. Why we choose Elasticsearch? So till now, like if I talk about my product, it is on searching, resolving the issues, getting back to the responding the users and sending the FAQs, the sentiment analysis and everything. So my company founded in 2012. We started using Elasticsearch in 2013 from 1.0 version, and now we upgraded these clusters to 8.6. So since more than 11 years, we are using Elasticsearch, and we are managing it by ourselves. Security, this is the data protected with TLS, password and API authentication. So security is always the concerned part in any organization. Like we always look first for the security rather than like the other benefits. So we never had any challenges that our cluster is not secure or we should move out with this. It was never the case. Automation, as I said, we are maintaining so many clusters. We have the connectivity with many of the application nodes. It is really a big and complex infrastructure. We have done a really good automation with this, and Elasticsearch has always supported us in automation as well. And yeah, the application node configuration with Elasticsearch, if I talk about the connectivity, the writing, managing the password, keys, making changes in the application code related to the ES, it was always not that troublemaker. It is reliable. Like when I said like we manage everything by ourselves, so if we are aware that cloud send us the events, that it will have a multiple events for reboot every month or even in 15 days as well. So we get lot of reboots for Elasticsearch, and when we reboot, so we know that if we reboot, the data of that node will get lost. So we never face a situation because of the distribution and the primary and replica feature Elasticsearch provides. So it was always easy for us to reboot this one node of Elasticsearch cluster, then other DB. So when I talk about MongoDB, we manage MongoDB, and it takes us 3 days to reboot that, because we have to take care of the backups, we have to take care of the restoration of the data and many things, because we have huge amount of data with this. But with Elasticsearch, it only takes 15 to 20 minutes to reboot that node. So that is also the great help it does. Scalability. So since many years we are using the Elasticsearch, we have vertically scaled out as well, and we have horizontally scaled the node in the cluster. So when I talk about vertically means we have increased the size of the node in the cluster, and we have increased the size of the complete cluster as well without the downtime, without impacting the existing setup or without any downtime. So this was possible, and we did that multiple times. Other than that, when I talk, let's assume there is a more demand, and we did that as well, that where we have added new nodes in the Elasticsearch cluster. That is also a really seamless process for us, because it has really easily joined the cluster and it started working for us. So if we compare this with the PG or the other cluster, it was always difficult. We have other processes as well. We have to do patching as well. We have reboots. We have many activities. But Elasticsearch was the good guy there. When I talk about the upgrades, we have seen that we have done multiple upgrades since 2013. Till my tenure in the Helpshift, I am here since 3 years. I have seen we are maintaining the code base, which is the 3 upgrades. We have upgraded till 5, and then we have upgraded to 7, and then recently we have upgraded to 8.6. So thinking about, we have the direct dependency for the users. Our complete business is dependent on the this Elasticsearch. If this goes down, it will definitely impact our SLAs. So we never faced any issues during the upgrades. We have done, we kind of used to follow the approach where we used to spawn the parallel cluster and we did the parallel migration and we made it live. Even once we have done the region to region migration as well for our complete product. We moved to NCAL to NV. But in that case as well, we never faced issues and any downtime with this Elasticsearch. And we never had any SLA drop due to this. Yeah. Yes. So I got a really good quote from ChatGPT that the power of search is not just finding in data, but in making it actionable. This is what we do. So we find the data which we store. We have to act on it. That action the agent takes through the agent dashboard for our customer. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah.
I think,
so my question is that, yeah, should I continue?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is that when you shifted from 5.6 version 5.6 to 8, so there was there's a shift in the data, the structure, that is the document structure. Previously there were multiple document types, then they shifted to a single document type. So what were the challenges you faced and how did you streamline that process?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, like we never do the in-place upgrade. So that always the safe approach we follow. So we did not do the in-place upgrade. So what we do is we will completely create a new cluster. So even recently with the 8.6 version as well, we have created complete new cluster. And in with that as well, there is a change in the mappings. From 7 to 8, there is a changes in the mappings as well. So we completely, according to our need, we completely created new mappings and we created the index in that mapping.
So you again inserted all the data, migrated all the data from the previous cluster to the new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what initially we do is we will run the 2 parallel cluster. So we will only write the data. Once the complete data is migrated, then we will start reading as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
Are you using Elastic as your vector database as well?
So we use vector for the logging.
Okay. And have you compared MongoDB vector database capability with Elasticsearch?
No.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah. So I've seen you that agent on dashboard, right, for the chat system. So you are helping the customer to answer their query. You have a sentimental search as well there. So in general, when I use any AI chatbot, I don't get satisfied answer. At the end, I want to talk to the customer care to answer my query and give the resolution. How are you making sure that on the basis of Elasticsearch queries and the sentimental search or what kind of model you are using to get the customer the in-prompt answer and they don't have to go back to your customer care to save the time and energy?
Actually, I am not right person to answer that because I haven't created that
No
because
problem.
I'm a DevOps person. But yeah, we have the automation in place where we generate the reporting, where we see how many times in how much time we answered the queries, because our business is on the issue resolution, right? So in that case, the team we have the AI ML team, they have created, and in the backend they have written the logic where it search on the Elasticsearch. So in the agent as well, when I select complete the options, I forgot to show that. So there as well, when I see like I want maybe the user was playing from web or some, let's assume from Android, on the key search as well, automatically it will frame a query and it will directly go to the Elasticsearch. And we have one more cluster, we call it Smart Search, where we give the data and that cluster will give us the query and then we retrieve the data from some other cluster. So this also functionality we have with the Elasticsearch cluster.
You said you have scaled the cluster multiple times.
Yeah.
How did you identify the bottlenecks and how did you decide whether to do it horizontal scaling or vertical scaling? Can you give some example like this was the bottleneck and we did this?
So horizontal, so vertical scaling we do in case we need the storage, right? If we want, I need a storage throughout in my cluster, so I'll do vertical scaling. When my CPU is getting high, like my Elasticsearch is consuming high CPU and my load average is really high, in that case I have to we have to scale out it vertically and I will add more node.
Okay, sometimes you may add extra data nodes to if your ingestion rate is high or in both cases CPU will be the bottleneck.
I don't think so because it is again on the size as well. So recently we have scaled out one cluster, scale up one cluster where we were in the crunch of storage. Okay. So our CPU was fine, but so you always see the memory, storage and CPU, right? So you will do the calculation based on that. So we scale up during the storage we need.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
One last question.
Yeah. So you have said that you have migrated the cluster or upgraded the cluster, right? Multiple times. And when you say that, basically you are upgrading the cluster in the new environment and then setting up the endpoints, right? So how do you manage this kind of transition, such a big cluster with so many data endpoints and so much of storage in a single cluster, and then what kind of steps do you have taken?
So we don't change anything at the client side.
Okay.
So we have, so in between we use Redis as well. So let's assume where my application traffic should go. So there will be one endpoint. So let's assume we have one endpoint for the old cluster. Now I want to switch that traffic to another cluster. So I'll just in between, I'll switch that to the next cluster once my cluster is completely ready. Okay. So the ready means we have the complete data. So we are writing the data as well. Once we are ready to read the data for the customer, we will.
So yeah, another question. So let's say you are migrating, right? Now you have two data sources where you are putting the data. The older cluster and the newer cluster. Now, when you're writing to the newer cluster, your data will not go to the old cluster. Then how will you manage that?
Yeah, so it is completely in the code, and then we provide the connection. So let's assume there is one application. It will write data to both the clusters.
Both the cluster. You will replicate on both the clusters.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.